Welcome to ISE's FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on the US dollar versus the major currencies, hosted by Jason Ayres, a top industry instructor and founder of OptionSource.net. Learn to trade your views on the strength or weakness of the US dollar.
Hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Outlook for February 2nd, 2009. I'm your host, Jason Ayres, founder and president of OptionSource.net. And as always, we're going to take a look at our weekly U.S. dollar index. Well, the U.S. dollar index tested the lower range of the 84.85 focal zone, but closed above this to lend credibility to a continued push into that 88-89 box. Now, this is also supported by a continued strengthening in our momentum indicator, suggesting further moves to the upside. That being said, however, a pullback into this 84-85 focal zone does open the window for a test of support back down within that 81-82 area. A look at the daily price chart shows the natural pullback that took place this week and the strong support found within that 84.85 box. A break and close above 87 on the index will likely signal a new leg higher. With that in mind, let's take a look at the first of our ISE FX options pair values, the CDD, the US versus the Canadian dollar. Now, the pair value closed below the 122-124 box for one day, but did spend most of the week consolidating within this area. A break above 124 will open the window for a test back into this 128-130 range. However, with our momentum indicators showing some signs of weakness, a break below the lower range of this focal zone suggests the probability of another test of the 114 to 118 box. All right, next up, the YUK, the US versus the Japanese yen. Now, the pair value rallied into the 90 to 91 focal zone, where we currently see some signs of consolidating taking place. Now, continued apprehension here is likely to give way to a drop down into the 87-88 range. However, a break above 91, supported by signs of upside momentum, will push the pair value towards that 93-94 box. Well, the EUI, the US versus the Euro, is showing some signs of indecision after a strong push into the 77-78 focal zone. Now, a commitment here opens the window for a push towards that 80-81 resistance level. However, if this upward drive stalls here, we will likely see a pullback into that 74 to 75 range. Well, after an aggressive move into test as high as 74, the BPX, the US versus the British pound, has retreated back down to test support within that 68-69 focal zone. If the pair value holds here, we can expect another drive towards that 71-72 box. Now, although some consolidation here is to be expected, further declines will have us targeting all the way back down to that lower support between 65 and 66. All right, finally, let's take a look at the AUX, the US versus the Australian dollar. Now, our pair value traded into the 156 to 158 focal zone after some backfilling earlier on in the week. At this stage, we are seeing some signs of indecision. However, if the AUX holds here, a new leg higher will likely test resistance within the 160 to 165 box. After such an ambitious move, however, a mild retracement back down to test that upper range of the 152-153 focal zone would not be surprising. Okay, let's review a few key points. First of all, the US dollar index continues to show signs of testing that 88-89 resistance level after trading back down to the lower range of our 84-85 focal zone. Momentum continues to support a bullish sentiment. The CDD, EUI, and AUX retraced mildly as anticipated, but managed to bounce off of the lows to close higher for the week. All three need to hold these levels to support another leg higher. The BPX sold off, settling back down at what once was an important resistance level between 68 and 69. A bounce here is expected after such a large downside move. And finally, the YUK is showing some upside momentum. However, we need to see a break above 91 to support a new leg higher. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for February 2nd, 2009. I'm your host, Jason Ayres, founder and president of OptionSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Jason Ayres and to sign up for free FX Options trade alerts, just visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE FX Options, including our weekly webinar series, visit us at www.isc.com/fx. ISE FX options can easily be traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.